Hello, everybody. I'm Rikki Smith. Welcome to Faith on Friday Presents. At Faith on Friday Presents, we're all about highlighting inspiring people, engaging topics, and small businesses that need to be highlighted. And don't forget, while you're here, subscribe to this YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Instagram. All right, entrepreneurs, today is all about you. We love the idea of starting our own business. We don't necessarily know where to start, and sometimes the place that we begin isn't always the place that we end up. But is that necessarily a bad thing? Today, I want to introduce you to an entrepreneur who started in an amazing place, but is yet growing. Everybody, please say hello to KPaigeEngle. Hey, Paige, how are you?
Hi, Rikki. And you know, Rikki, my friends call me Paige. So, girl, you better call me Paige.
I'm there. Got it. I got it. Paige, thanks so much for joining me. Girl, we've been trying to do this for a little while.
We have. I am so blessed that you invited me to come on Faith on Friday. We've been trying to do this, and I'm just so happy to be here.
Oh, girl, I'm glad we finally got it scheduled. Paige, before we get started, tell our audience a little bit about yourself and where you're located.
Yeah, so I am a marketing consultant and a travel entrepreneur. I am located in the Midwest. So I am in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is in southeastern Wisconsin. I actually split my time between Milwaukee and Paris, and we'll talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we will, because she just said I split my time between Milwaukee and Paris. Who does that? But we're going to find out a little bit more how and why. So, Paige, as you split your time, being an entrepreneur is not for everybody, but everybody thinks it is. Tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey. Where did you get started, my friend?
Yeah, so I actually worked in corporate marketing for 30 plus years. I know I'm like aging myself, but that's all right because
Yeah, you look 8.
I got right. I got the receipts. But I started my corporate career in marketing as a marketing director and marketing manager for travel products and for travel companies. So I started in corporate marketing, and then I decided to go off on my own and start my own travel tour operating company where I lead small group trips to Paris, which is why I split my time between the US and Paris. And then I went on to recently start a marketing agency. So I've had a
Wow.
pretty long career and extensive career in marketing and travel and supporting other people. And that's what I do best.
Yeah, that is so cool. Because a lot of people that start their businesses, they start with the hope and desire of helping other people, but it always doesn't end up in the place that you started. So you left corporate, and did you started doing the travel company first or marketing first?
Well, marketing is my background, so that's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
technically trained in and all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. But I started the travel company first, and
Okay.
then you're so right. What you think your business is going to look like isn't always what it looks like. Thank goodness I had that, my MBA to fall back on because there were
Mhm.
lots of ups and downs in the travel world, in the travel
Yeah.
space, as we know, especially with Paris. There were terrorist attacks that shut down travel for a while. Then we had the panorama. That's what I'm calling her. We had the
The
panorama
panorama.
that shut the world down. So travel, as an industry as a whole,
Mhm.
has gone through lots of ups and downs. But I always kept one foot in the door, one foot in
Yeah.
the door of the marketing and in the corporate space, in the business space. So that's why it's always important to kind of have your foot in a lot of, your hands in a lot of different pots, especially if
Mhm.
you have a skill set and an
I,
expertise.
That is so good to know, because there are so many entrepreneurs who may be watching this, and they do a lot of things. You've heard the term jack of all trades, and they haven't yet decided on the one thing that they're going to be and do for life. So do you have to start there and end at the same place?
Absolutely not. You should be exploring all the different ways that you can contribute to your community, make an impact, as well as be profitable. So those may not always fall in the same bucket all at the same time.
Hmm. I like that. So you're doing travel, you're splitting your
Yes,
time between the States and Paris. How
yes.
did you get there? Why Paris? Why not Greece? Why not go over to Italy? What is it about Paris that struck you or got your attention?
Well, yeah, I've actually been speaking French since I was 5, and I'm fluent in French. I studied at the Sorbonne in Paris. I lived in France for 3 years in the Loire Valley in a town called Tours. So I was surrounded by chateaus and just
Mm,
totally fell in love with the language and the culture and the people and all things French,
mm,
right? And just the encouragement of my mother to continue the gift that I had for languages was really, really important to me. And so
mm.
that's where French comes in. So
Yeah.
I just love it. And I love sharing it with other people.
Yeah, you have an amazing Instagram page. The
Thank you.
pictures are so fun. And even your stuff on TikTok, which cracks me up. I remember during the pandemic, I'm sorry, the panorama, that
Thank you.
one of the things with that you did on your social media, which had me rolling, and I still look at it, cracks me up. When Bruno Mars's song came out, and it was the where you at, what you doing, you got plans, don't say that girl, and you did that and you were talking to Paris
Yes.
because you had missed being there so much.
That was probably one of my favorite yeah, that was one of my favorite reels and TikToks that I did because it
Yeah,
was so appropriate because I was like, why aren't you letting me come and see you right now? I need to be there. So yeah, that was
yeah.
great. Thank you for that. That
No,
was that was
thank you
pretty
for it.
fun.
It's truly the gift that keeps giving. And y'all, if y'all haven't checked out her Instagram, TikTok, trust me, all that information will be in the description, but go check it out. So then, Paige, there you are. You're doing your Paris thing. You're going back and forth. You're taking small groups with you. And then you added something. I'm not going to say you pivoted because you're still doing that, but
Yeah.
you added something else. How did that come about?
Yeah, so thank you for mentioning my social media because I think it's very important for every business owner, even corporate employee, to have their own personal brand. You know, I'm a
Mhm,
huge personal brand fanatic and enthusiast on that. So I kind of fell into this influencer space
mhm,
with building a personal brand and connecting with brands and getting sponsored posts and doing all sorts of UGC, which is user generated content. So I
mhm.
fell into this space of how do you support this, right? We have so many creators who just want to create, but they don't necessarily understand the business side
So
of
good.
being a creator and how
Mhm,
to, advocate for themselves, negotiate great rates. So I decided to start a marketing agency. My media company, actually, we provide two different services. We provide support for influencers and content creators, and we also provide virtual assistant support for business owners. So if a business owner wants to start a podcast or
mhm.
they're working on a book and they need help with the marketing of that, we offer support doing that. So I have a small
Wow.
agency with a small team that helps me support entrepreneurs and content creators. And yeah, we do that full time now.
Mhm. That is amazing. Because you think of a lot of us as entrepreneurs, we get asked a lot of questions, and a lot of questions that we get are pretty much the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
But to think of, I know I'm going to now build another source stream of income around a lot of the things that people are asking me. How did you get started? Why an advertising agency? What happened there?
So it's a marketing support
Thank you,
agency,
marketing
and
support.
that's okay. Well, it's because we found that a lot of people want to do a lot of different things and they just aren't that skilled at it.
Wow.
Just being honest,
That
right?
part.
Either they aren't skilled at it, they don't have the time for it, or they just want support. And
Mhm,
we, on my team, I feel like I'm the most helpful and the most capable when I'm
mhm,
supporting other people. So we
mhm.
take those tasks, some people call them mundane, we call them money. Um,
Well,
and and we help people with that. Like if you
mhm,
need help with your email sequence or writing a blog post, or the gurus say you should have a blog post out every single week. But if you
mhm.
don't have the time, the capacity, the energy, or even the content to be able to do that,
Yeah.
that's where we support our entrepreneurs and content creators.
Man, that is so good. So, Paige, what about the person watching you saying, this is what I do and I love it, but I'm feeling a pull towards something else? How
Yes.
do you go, how do you take that step from what I'm doing to what I'm being pulled towards? How do you make that move?
So first of all, I would say there's a lot of reflection that goes into it, right? There's a
Mhm,
lot of contemplation and meditation, however you want to think about it. but you really have to think about, is it going to be something that's going to serve others? And is it going to be something that's going to be profitable? Because what
Mhm.
you like to do and what people are willing to pay for don't always necessarily mesh. And
That's
you have
it.
to find that sweet spot
Mhm.
in between. So I would always encourage people to, we always talk about side hustles. I would always encourage people to explore other options or get
Mhm.
more knowledge, get some education, take a course, sign up with a coach, something to explore that, but
Mhm.
definitely explore it. Never let it be that, oh, I shoulda, coulda. We should not be shitting on ourselves,
Come on
right?
now.
Just take a little time, give yourself 6 months, right? To try
Mhm.
something out, to experiment. Another good thing to do is kind of, we used to do this in corporate, but you can also do this as a budding entrepreneur or as a current entrepreneur, is like a 360. Reach out to your friends and family and say, if there
Good.
were either 3 words that would describe me, what would they be?
Mhm.
Or if you came to me for something, what would it be? One of my superpowers and gifts is that people come to me as a resource.
Mhm.
They say I'm the big sister they wish they had because I know a lot of information about a lot of things,
Right.
and I'm willing to share that information,
That's good.
right? And
Mhm.
not gatekeep it. So
Mhm.
ask around, what do people come to you for? Is everyone coming to you because you always slay your makeup and you give killer makeup looks? Then
Mhm.
maybe you should explore that. Or you do hair really well, or you're really
Mhm.
great at styling clothes for folks, right?
Mhm.
You should really explore and ask people what they come to you for, or think about what
That's
they come to
good.
you
Mhm. Man, I would have never thought of that. And because a lot of us, we do what we do, and we do have people come to us about the thing that we do, but then there are some other things. And I like what you said. Do some reflection first.
for.
Don't just throw yourself off that bridge. See if there are some stairs, an elevator. See if there's something else that can get you across that. I like that. So, Paige, where then do you get your new clients and customers from? Because your Paris, your tour company, I can't say that you have a straight set, but people know that this is what you do. And if they want to go to Paris with a native, they're going to get with you.
Right.
So now that this new thing you start, where are you getting these new clients and customers from?
Yeah, so a lot of my business on both ends are referrals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where, folks, your network is your net worth, right?
Woo!
You can work your network. You have to let people know what you're working on. Let people know you're doing something new. Let
Mm-hmm.
people know you've gone in a different direction if that's something that you choose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to people, let them know what you're up to. And people, when you build your personal brand, and here I am back on that personal brand thing, doesn't matter if you sell socks, right? Or if you
Right?
bake cakes. If people know, like, and trust you, then they're going to send business your way. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just one side. The second
Mm-hmm.
side is building, that personal brand, using social media to your advantage, using your network, and
Mm-hmm.
also connecting with people who you think can utilize your services.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to reach out. Now, I'm not talking about connecting with somebody on LinkedIn and then immediately spamming them. That is not what I'm talking about.
Mm.
Please don't be that person, right? Because the block game is strong these days.
That's
All
true.
front. But you never know who you're going to meet in the grocery store. You
Mm-hmm.
never know who knows somebody who needs your services. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's not about the person that you're directly talking with. It's a person that may know someone who
Mm-hmm.
needs your services or your products.
Yeah. And I like what you said. Don't be that person who I reached out once and now I want to know if you want to buy my stuff. It is
Yes.
about building the relationship.
Yes.
And you said your network is your net worth. Because of that, what kind of networking do you do, Paige?
So I am involved in a couple different things. I have some women organizations, both locally and international, that I am a part of.
Mhm.
I also do some charitable work in my town, as well as, my faith community, my church community. So just out there, girl, I'm
Yeah.
worldwide.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. Yeah, you are. Little Miss, I split my time between the States and Paris. I know the bougiest people, y'all. I'm telling you. Paige, real quick, think about, if you will, some tips for the social media aspect. Because a lot of us as entrepreneurs, we're good at what we do. We suck at social media. And like you said, not only we don't know what to put, when to put, how to put, and then what to write. What are some quick tips besides come to you? What are some other tips that an entrepreneur, a new entrepreneur, can do in that social media space?
So I would say well, I actually have two most important tips. The first one is you really need to be where your audience is.
Mm-hmm.
So if your ideal customer or client is on Facebook or TikTok, or whatever it is, you should really be there. Even if you don't necessarily like it, you should
Yeah.
definitely be where your audience is, and that's where you can get support on that. The
Mm-hmm.
second one is go to a platform, definitely use a platform where you feel the most comfortable. If you do not like being on camera, we don't want to see you on camera. Do a podcast, write a book,
Yeah.
right? You know where your strengths lie.
Mm-hmm.
Just because everyone says you should be on video doesn't mean you should be on video. If you're going to look like this the whole time, what I mean? And it's going to make you feel nervous and not be yourself. And then
Right.
thirdly, my big thing is to have fun with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
That's
mean,
me. Have a good
yeah,
time. Because if it ain't fun, it's work. And if it's
it's
work,
work,
it's
and your audience
tiring.
can tell.
Yeah, that's true. That
Your
is so
audience
true.
can definitely tell that it's a chore for you,
Mm-hmm.
and that your heart isn't into it. You always hear people say, oh, be authentic and blah, blah, blah. The last thing I'll say about being online is you can have your boundaries and live
Mm-hmm.
by those boundaries. You do not have to share everything online. Even
Wow.
if you're a public figure, you get to
Mm-hmm.
set the boundaries because it's your life, your business, your brand.
I
You
like
get
that.
to share what you want to share. Like I
Yeah.
usually don't share a lot about my son. I have a 15-year-old and he's a teenager. So anyone with teenagers or ever had teenagers, you know how that can be.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually don't share my son online, but my
Mm-hmm.
husband does, right? From a
Mm-hmm.
personal standpoint. But
Right.
you can have your boundaries and it's okay. And you don't
Yeah.
have to answer to anyone. That would be,
I like that. I like that. So the B word is still a good thing.
yes.
Boundaries, y'all. Get your mind out the gutter. I'm just saying. Paige, there is so much good stuff in here, and I love it. The big sister that we all wish that we had, because you're going to dish everything, and I appreciate that. So, Paige, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, continue this conversation, or work with you, or I don't know, go to Paris, where's the best place for them to find you?
So you could definitely find me online. My website is paigeengle.com. That's PAIGEENGLE, or on social at KPaigeEngle everywhere. It's all the same. Just Google me. You'll find me.
I like that. Just Google me. I've never been able to say that, but I guess it's a real thing. Don't worry, y'all. If you did not get all of Paige's contact information, everything is going to be in the description below. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe to this YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Instagram. Paige, my friend, before I let you go, we got to play a
Yes.
game.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
ready.
so this game is super simple. It's just called What's Your Favorite? I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and you're just going to tell me what your favorite is. Are you ready to play, my friend?
I am ready to play, and
All
I'm a
right.
winner. So
And you're one. Okay, Paige, first of all, bring that competitive spirit in. It ain't that kind of game. All right, everybody, here we go. Let's play. Paige, what is your favorite advice that you've ever given?
my favorite advice that I've ever given is to be yourself
At all times or just sometimes?
all the time.
I like that. What is your favorite beverage?
Favorite beverage I can have or favorite beverage of all time?
Let's go with favorite beverage of all time.
Dr. Pepper.
Why am I surprised about Dr. Pepper,
I
Paige?
don't know, but I can't have him anymore. We broke up.
Oh, was it a bad breakup?
It was horrible for me.
Are you feeling okay? Are you better now?
No,
Oh, poor thing. What is your
I'll
favorite?
always love him.
There you go. And I'm sure he's thinking of you right now. Said no one ever. Anyway, what is your favorite social media platform?
I am a huge fan of Instagram,
Okay.
but starting to love YouTube more.
Okay. What is your favorite television show?
The Golden Girls.
I'm sorry, what happened right now?
The Golden Girls.
Why the
Blanche,
Golden
Rose,
Girls?
Dorothy, Sophia.
Why the Golden Girls, Paige?
Why not the Golden Girls? They touched on so many relevant topics, topics that are still relevant today. They
That's
were
true.
sassy and smart and independent, and they had friendship and sisterhood. Absolutely.
Oh
Hands down.
gosh, I have nothing for that. That is amazing. Paige, what does your favorite day look like?
My favorite day looks like getting up, having tea, kissing my husband, hugging my son, and then I usually like to read a little bit, and then I love working.
Mhm.
Um, and if I could catch a flight on that day going someplace cool, that would be awesome as well.
Yeah, because you do travel a lot. I think that's
Too.
cool. And
I do.
finally, my friend, if you had the opportunity to be a cartoon character, which one would you be?
Hmm. I think that I would be Bugs Bunny
Okay, why Bugs Bunny?
because he's clever and he travels all the time. He should have took the left at Albuquerque, but
Oh,
he didn't.
right. I know. That's